All right, sounds good.
Do it.
Give us a countdown.
I'm gonna turn some of y'all up.
Break a
It's
leg,
real
guys.
quiet. Yep, break a leg. We got this. Don't die.
All right. Good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Never Say Die. We are currently in the setting of Wildermount, and specifically in the Marrow Valley, in the small, newly sprung up town of Parson Springs. As always, I am joined by our adventuring party, Sasha, Sean, and Matt.
Come on, guys.
Say hello, everyone.
Would help if I remembered
Hello,
to
everyone.
unmute myself. Hello.
Happy Thursday.
Hello.
Yeah.
Struck down by the silence spell. Such a nasty spell. So I trust you all had a good week, and I've been looking forward to this as much as I have.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yes.
Well, we left off at a bit of a cliffhanger. The party had made it through some trials and tribulations along the road, with a bit of an encounter with some axe beak, some wolves, and a lone figure shooting pop shots at you. But you fought it off, found the campsite where it appeared to be several people had been living rough, but had fled as you defeated the beasts. They decided not to engage with you in the caravan. And then you had made it then on to Parson Springs all the way without an incident. You had found that the town had lots of new construction. Seems to be having just popped up, as they say, to service the caravan routes that had increased. And you found a rather well-to-do looking establishment, the Wyron's Roost, and went in to sit down. And as you did so, you were served by appeared to be some Ravenite Dragonborn, and engaged in some gambling at the tables. Some mixed results, some wins, some losses, and just as we had left off last week, Gwendolyn had noticed kind of maybe a somewhat shady looking character, at least someone who seemed to be just casing the joint or looking around, peering into the gambling area. Being curious, as Gwendolyn is, she decided she would slip out and get a better look at this individual. And Clem and Adric were going to remain inside and give a small count before venturing out. That sound about right to everyone?
Yeah.
All right.
Inconspicuous.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's yes, the very large 450-pound total cleric
Blending in.
In the middle of
the shield carved from his ancestor's shell, being inconspicuous in the middle of a very dainty, posh dining room.
Traveling with a one-legged dwarf.
With a beautifully carved.
I can see it right now. All right, so Gwendolyn, you are going to be wanting to duck outside. I believe you wanted to do it somewhat stealthily. though.
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
I
Well,
did.
then it's where we left off. You were going to give me a stealth roll.
We've been waiting 1 week for this.
Ooh, it's an
Ooh.
18 plus 6. Someone else do the math. It's been a very long week.
24 stealth. So, you see Gwendolyn get all light on her feet and slink up to the doorway and duck out. Seeing shadows on the front steps and porch area, you masterfully blend in to those shadows and get a good view of the street and the open area in front of the Wyvern. It is not too far off of the main throughway that you came into town with, that the caravan passed through on its way to the staging area that's been set aside for caravans to set up camping and um, to their livestock and basically to use as a way area. Um, Looking through, you sort of see what you think is that individual, but give me a perception. Gwendolyn. All right. Well, um, you're 18. You do see him, but you starting to hear a bit of a loud, not a creaking and the rumbling of some traffic moving down this main thoroughfare. And as you look, you see what appears to be a large uh, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? A large wagon. It looks to be an armored wagon. You see gentlemen in red livery with, you see the glint of metal pauldrons, steel caps on their heads, mounted on this wagon. It's almost like a flatbed. And they're carrying bows. You see walking alongside of it a few more of these armored guardsmen. Um, and as you're watching this procession kind of move forward, a second wagon begins to rumble behind. And this one, you see, has got iron bars. It is what, for all intents and purposes, a cage on wheels being driven by the guardsmen and flanked with walking guardsmen as well. The individual who you wish to look takes you a moment to notice him. He seems to have um, disappeared for a bit, but you see in between the gaps in the two wagons, you see him now. He is on the far side of this procession of wagons as it's moving through Parson Springs, heading out towards the direction, the throughway that the caravan had gone through town earlier. And he seems to have fallen in line with the caravan. I'm sorry, with the prison detail that is lumbering through the streets of Parson Springs. So, Gwendolyn, I think you might be muted.
Yeah.
Sasha.
I am. Look, I'm being so sneaky. I'm silent. Can I tell if they are Crown's Guard or Righteous Brand?
Yeah, with your high perception roll there, you are familiar enough with the liveries of both to know that these are Righteous Brand. So these are members of the active army. However, they are most definitely escorting two prisoners in this wagon as it continues to move forward now. You're now seeing the tail end of the cage on wheels with several Righteous Brand members now taking up the rear,
Is
escorting this as it's moving to.
is the cage like covered, or can I see who's inside?
From your vantage point, you can see two figures. You can't really make out a lot of the details. They're both seated and hunched over.
But they
One
look
to
like
the
basic
front of the
humanoid,
wagon and one of the well, from
basic
here, it's kinda
humanoid
hard.
size.
Yeah, not overly large.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna mess with the Righteous Brand, so I'm just gonna.
One might be a little bit larger than the other, but
Okay.
it's from where you are. It's a little bit hard to see.
Ooh, I'm not gonna be able to read that later. And
You do see one last thing with your 18 there perception.
Mm-hmm.
Since you were looking for this darkly clad half-orc, you do now see him, now that the procession is moved past, so you're not looking directly at the side of it, now you're looking down the side. You can see down the far side of them that he is there indeed in line, you believe. It appears to be joined by another smaller figure, also dressed in black. But they are further ahead. But the two of them are seemingly joined the escort.
Okay, and I can kind of see like the direction they're generally going.
Yeah, I mean, there's basically Parsons Springs has grown up on either side of this traveled caravan route.
Mm-hmm.
With the newer side where you guys are being to the north of the road, and the older buildings, the more rundown things that have been here for quite some time, that's to the south of the road.
Okay.
But they are now just followed the road through the middle of Parsons Springs, heading east. And it was the same direction that the caravan had gone in, that you had gone with the caravan, and then backtracked to come back into the small little town.
Okay. So I guess I will go back and try and find my companions, because I'm not about to follow a bunch of Righteous Brand all by my lonesome.
I feel like maybe by that point we might be stumbling out.
Yeah, I'm taking note of like the direction they're going.
Okay.
Enter me and Clem walking out the front door holding beers.
I thought.
Oh. Clem, I never knew you were so funny. I never knew. You should tell jokes more often.
Oh, it was I'll have to tell Gwen that one later, and well, maybe not. It was a good one.
Yes.
You're right though. This gambling it's good. We'll have to do this more.
Yeah, look at you cleaning house.
Made some good money. Gwen, where'd that guy go?
He's with the brand.
Bran.
I crane my neck out and kind of look.
I figured it was wise not to continue following them. Righteous Brand is one group I do not want to get too involved in if I don't have to.
Have you had trouble with them?
Not particularly, but I don't want trouble.
Oh.
Did it seem like they were up to anything?
Well, they had prisoners. Remind me how far away from the border we are? Are we kind of like? I'm trying to remember.
The border of the Empire?
Never
the
mind. I'm
bor-
getting games confused. Never mind. I think I'm getting games
Yeah.
confused. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the border, the Empire stretches even beyond Talonsdale, where
Yeah,
you're on
yeah.
your way to.
I'm just wondering.
The
Yeah.
Ashkeeper Mountains kind of form that border.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
A
of.
natural border between the Empire and the Kryn dynasty.
Yeah, but
Uh,
we're. Are we like?
You're still several, many leagues from Talonsdale. You know that the caravan's not due to make it there for another 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man wasn't looking for us.
I guess
I've
not.
got nothing against them or their foes, but I suppose no reason to get into their business. Did he see you?
No.
I'm sure he saw me, so I know he doesn't want me.
Do you think he was
Or-
looking for me?
I don't know.
Or,
If he is, he wasn't looking very hard.
or,
Or, yes,
Or what?
and you're
What?
pretty good at vanishing.
I mean, yes, on occasion.
Do you think there could be anything wrong with maybe seeing what they could have been up to?
I mean, my curiosity is piqued.
I have had a few ales, and my
a good ore.
inhibitions are quite low. I say we see what they were up to.
I'm curious in who they got.
What's your constitution?
My constitution, 15. So
Okay.
Mine too. What's your body weight?
I think I'm rocking 250.
Nice.
A little 4-foot dwarf. You know what?
Dense.
There could be something interesting traveling. Would you say it's like nighttime now, Mickey?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Traveling prisoners around at night. Could be some interesting business.
In Gwendolyn, there was lanterns hung from the four corners of each of the two wagons. But they were gone. But there is lanterns lit within Parson Springs. You can hear off in the distance, even at this point, the evening crier calling out the news, muffled. You're not quite close enough to hear clearly, but
Oh, I can't ask for a news update then.
So we're gonna follow them.
I'm up for it. Not much else going in this sleepy town.
I mean,
I'm
I
just
am
saying
curious.
it can't hurt.
I mean, it could. It could hurt a lot. But I'm game if you are.
Do it.
Let's go.
Smiling, showing like 2 gold teeth. Gwen, I think it's safe that you lead the way.
And Gwen will sink into the shadows yet again.
Clem, should anything go wrong, we can play the role of 2 bumbling idiots, cause a little bit of a distraction.
Play the role, sure, yeah.
Because we are not that at all.
No, you're not. Not at all.
We should go and fill our drinks.
You don't have to tell me twice. I even grab Clem's cup and I go back into the bar.
okay.
Sounds great.
All right.
Get that strong stuff.
Do I need to re-roll to sink into the shadows yet again?
But first, Adric goes in. She hands over, and he hands over the Dragonite, the Ravenite Dragonborn. Hands over another few drinks. Very good, sir. Will there be anything else tonight, or will you be taking your leave?
How late are you open?
Oh, well, general custom till near 11
Hmm.
of the hour.
Well, you may see me again. And then I walk out.
Well, sir,
Hmm?
and he hands you back a silver and 6 coppers. You'll change from your tab, sir.
Well, I thank you. I think I'm gonna figure that they're not gonna take it because I think this is the second time he's given me money back. So I'm just gonna take it. You said it was
Yeah, but
6 copper and how many silver?
A silver and
circle
6
mark.
copper.
A silver and 6. Got it.
Yeah, but you had last time given him again. You gave him another 2 gold
Yes.
after you had won your winnings. At the table and ordered another round of drinks, you gave him another 2 gold.
That was a very generous drunk dwarf. All right, I'd kind of tip the head and walk out with my pints, smiling slightly,
Okay.
and meet up with Clem
Um,
again. Hand him his.
Okay.
Cheers. Skull.
All right. So you guys both throw back. Yet another round. So give me a Constitution.
Yes, I was hoping this was gonna happen.
Constitution saving throw? Both of us?
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. 17 and an 8. Yikes, my dude.
Well, Clem, being the very large turtle that he is able to throw down and not to be too affected by the ales. However, Master Adric, the dwarf, though he would fight to the death to deny, you, sir, are a bit inebriated. So we will say that you are at disadvantage for the next hour for skill checks and attack rolls. Attack rolls from distance,
Okay.
not melee.
Up close with your swords, you're just fine. You can see 2 of yous.
We'll assume that's from my days as a pirate. I've learned how to fight close quarters drunk.
You hold one hand over one eye and you're good.
Okay, excellent. So, Gwendolyn, your thoughts? You said you wanted to slip back into the shadows.
Yes, and start following that caravan.
It's pretty well lit right in the middle here of Parsons Springs. So you get to the edge of it. There are lanterns periodically on storefronts or on dwellings or that you can see. So you could certainly, though, kind of look to hide or to be unobtrusive out of those pools of light.
Yeah, just kind of like darting in and out of the shadows inconspicuously.
Yeah, absolutely. So give a stealth check.
18?
All right. Sure. All right. So, what are Adric and Clem? What are you guys doing?
The exact opposite. I'm going from light to light, basically.
Okay.
Following a good, maybe.
Right-
How far
Right
behind
down
are
the
we?
middle of the street.
I mean, yeah, kind of like we're walking down Bourbon Street, just kind of enjoying the sights, waving at people.
Okay.
Drunk dwarf's a little too excited while waving at people.
Yeah, just getting this, checking out the town.
All right. So you both almost immediately lose sight of your companion as she just kind of seems to blend into the darkness and the night. And you don't really seem to care much. You're at one point you're arm in arm. You're just you have the most grinning face you've ever seen on a turtle as you've had your first experience getting drunk with a dwarf.
It's a
Who
good time.
normally moves very seamlessly. You almost forget that he's got this scrimshaw carved peg leg. But at the moment, he seems to almost be like, it seems like he's on the deck of a ship almost. He's walking with this rolling gait. He's kind of slipped back into old habits as you hear him kind of a bit of a shanty going in there.
You know, Clem, you're not too bad for a turtle, Clem. Good guy.
Thank you. I think you're a pretty darn cool little man.
Normally I'd be offended by that, but I'm you're a good guy. You're a good guy. Where did Gwen go? Where did Gwen? I'm assuming that you're keeping track of it because I'm like a toddler right now.
I thought you were watching out for her.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Can't you see in dark? I can't see in the dark. I lost her before we even walked out. Before we even came back with the drinks.
Should I roll perception to see if I kept track of her?
No,
I just flat out wasn't keeping track.
I've been using your passive. So.
You know the direction I was planning on going.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we're like Clem said, we'll try to follow as best we can in the streets.
Okay.
Yeah, did we see this wagon?
No, it's moved on past where you guys, while you were drinking your last beers and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
It had moved on quite a bit out of your line of sight. So, give me a everyone give me a perception. Don't forget, Mr. Dwarf.
Oh no!
Disadvantage.
Woohoo! 20.
Snake
Not
eye.
a natural 20,
I'm a
but
5.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
I rolled a 16, which
I
gives me
rolled
a 20.
I rolled a 1, so I got a 4.
And Adric, you got a pair of 7s in your disadvantage. That's not standard that. I tell you, if we were still, too bad you're not still playing the dice game.
You're playing cards, you win. Even.
Yeah. That's called crow's feet. You would have cleaned up.
That's good.
So, as you're kind of wandering down Bourbon Street, as you are carousing, the two of you, Gwen, you are darting, and you're more concerned about keeping into the shadows. So you're very conscious of where you're stepping, you're placing your feet, and where the light is hitting. So you're not really as aware of things beyond your immediate vicinity. And neither is Adric, because he's really trying hard to remember the lyrics of that shanty, that really, really dirty one. Because he wants to see if he can make a turtle actually turn deeper green, or if they actually get a little bit red. He's not sure. So he's trying to figure that out. And in your amusement, Clem, at the small dwarf who is just really, really, really giving you a good chuckle. You, though, you begin to smell almost the smell of, it smells of burning, something burning. And it seems a little bit more pronounced than what you would expect from campfires or something. It's almost, it just strikes you as something's a little bit awry.
Adric, you smell that?
Oh, there was a moist maiden, and she was. Oh, what? What?
The
I don't. It smells.
something's burning. Looking around more for Gwen. Do I see any smoke coming up?
Well, it's night, so no. No.
Do you see
can't
any
really-
smoke? Adric. I can't see beyond these streetlights.
I might see one smoke or two smokes.
I hear.
Sure, I guess I'll
I
roll.
just smell a bonfire. Maybe there's more drinks at the bonfire.
More
People having a party.
bonfire party.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think maybe we let's try to follow the smell of the smoke.
All right, you lead the way with your nose. Do you have a
I'm gonna-
nose?
Of course, I have a nose, and I try to flare my nostrils.
That's weird. That's weird, man. That's weird. Yeah, you lead the way, turtle guy.
I'm gonna take another sip of my drink and go try to lead the way towards the smell of this.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Look for Gwen. See if you see her.
As you guys get a little bit closer, you now you can hear, both of you, even though with your poor awareness of what's going on, you hear what clearly sounds like screams, muffled exclamations, and the sound of battle, but further up the road. And you can now start to see bright, like kind of dancing, shadowy lights. It appears like something might even be burning, throwing some crazy shadows across the road in front of you.
There it is. You see that?
You do also notice that you are coming very close now to the area where your caravan is set up as well.
Oh shoot!
We need to find Gwen again.
I'm gonna yell Gwen. I'm gonna yell Gwen's name.
How far away are you guys at this point?
That's a good question.
Gwen, you're only a few, 20 yards ahead of them at this point.
Okay.
And as you guys start to move into the area where the caravan, the outskirts, is set up, you begin to see flames dancing clearly now, and looks like there's either a battle happening or something's going on.
Okay, I'm drawing my bow.
You can see the back of the backs of one of the wagons now from where you are.
Okay, I'm drawing my bow.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yes. Come on, load. Map, it's not loading for me. Give me a second. There we go.
So you
Oh my
you
God.
see, as you're approaching into now the into the caravan area now, you can see where it has actually caused there's fires burning in some of the tents ahead, and you can see either there's remnants of a battle going on. You see bodies in the road.
Oh my God. Anyone I recognize?
You recognize some of the Righteous Brand members that were escorting the caravan, but from where you are back that far back, you can't really see much more.
Don't know where I am.
There's some things that are burning, and there are.
Oh, there we are. Yes, it took a minute to find me. Sorry.
Okay.
And from here, I can't see who's attacking.
You don't see anything at this point. No. Roll me another perception.
Where'd my... Oh.
Should have Mickey, have we had a short rest since that last encounter in the forest?
You have not.
Okay.
Said perception?
Yep.
19? 16? Just kidding. Is this still? This is not so.
No, 16.
Yeah.
You would it doesn't look like there's any current. You hear some shouts, you hear yells, but you don't hear necessarily or see the commotion of an actual battle in progress that you would expect.
I guess I would move.
Is the caravan we're escorting? It's not affected, right?
Well, you are now the tents that are on either side of the road from you right now. You see that you are in this is your caravan that you have been guarding. These are the merchants' tents.
Okay,
and drovers.
sure.
You are in the midst of it.
Okay.
I want to get
from
closer.
where you are. I mean, you can see that those are some of the merchants' tents that are burning.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if Adris can see this, I feel like he would just start running towards the fires.
Yeah. Same here.
Is this one on fire?
No.
Oh no, there's one. Okay, I want to hide right here and kind of just get a closer lay of the land.
Okay. You see bodies from there. You can see bodies that are kind of strewn on the ground. You see a good amount of blood. You do see right here, and you believe right here, it looks to be the bodies of dead wolves. Or very large dogs, in any case.
Oh. Do they look like the ones that attacked us in the woods?
It's hard to see from there. Hard to tell. There are currently 2, and as you get close to that, Adric, you hear, "You will stand! You will halt! Who are you? What's your business?" As this guard, this royal guard, righteous brand, with a drawn bow, demands you to stop.
I feel I would like kind of point towards these tents. I'm like, this is the caravan we were guarding. Who are you? With like my hand on my hilt of my blade.
Roll a intimidation at disadvantage because you're drunk.
Oh no.
Though you thought in your own mind that sounded very bolstery and fierce, the fact that you stumbled a bit and slurred your words kind of softened it up a little bit to the member of the righteous brand, who looks at you and says, "Listen, if you actually are supposed to be guarding this caravan, then you're nothing but a derelict and a drunk. Look at around you. Great job. Now, be off."
I'm pulling my sword out. You want to say that again?
I'm going to try to grab the sword from you.
As you're doing that, another
Adric.
kind of comes up. "Ho there. What's this all about? We've had enough. Can't you see?
Had enough.
State your business."
What has happened here?
Well, if you have eyes in your head, you'll see that we were just waylaid, ambushed. One of the prisoners was sprung. And as he points back, you can see that the prison wagon right back here that Gwendolyn had seen 2 prisoners and now only holds 1. One still shackled. There's a hole that has been looks to be almost blown out of the side of the wagon. There's pieces of wagon and metal scattered on the ground next to where clearly there was once a cage, a solid cage.
I feel like I would look around for Gwen because I think she was the one who really saw the caravan.
Okay. Gwen, as you're over there, you don't see, you see kind of looking into the caravan area. It looks like that the merchants and the drovers, their stuff is spread all out, but it looks like they've kind of run off. You don't see any of them, any casualties of them, or any injured of
Okay.
the caravan folk. But these fires are still blazing merrily on these several tents.
I can't help with that.
The right, yeah. None of the members of the Righteous Brand are currently even bothering to look at them. They're not even.
Can I work on walk over to one of the fires and try to put it out on one of the tents?
Yeah. How did you want to do that?
Walk right over to it. I'm trying to pull the tent down and put my shield on it.
Okay. Give me just a straight dex check to see if you can manage to do that without burning yourself.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks, and you know as you pull it down, and you're able to get the to smother the fire, to kind of pull the tarp down and get your shield over it to smother it, and they you do take a little bit of burns on your hand, but it's not too bad. You only take 1 hit point of damage for that.
All right.
But you are able to put that fire out. You do see that some of the other ones are actually quite large, a bit larger. This one right here, you don't think that you're going to be able to do much for that.
I think this is a little harder than it looked. Look at one of the guards. Thought I was going to be smooth there.
Well, that was well done, though. Maybe you are who you say you are. What do you know about? And he points over to some of the bodies that you see.
Do I recognize?
Well, he points over at a very large corpse. What do you know about wandering ogres?
Oh, haven't come across an ogre in some time. Can I go? I'm gonna go look at it.
Little bastards.
An ogre? Is that what you were transporting? An ogre?
Oh, no, you daft man. That's who attacked us. That's who did all this damage. Kate cut through us like a knife through cheese, he did.
But aren't you soldiers?
Have you ever fought an ogre, son?
Can't say I have. They don't seem to be something you can talk out of a fight, though.
He came lumbering up right out of from where your caravan's all set up here. Took us unawares. Had a bunch of wolves fighting at his side. while we
We
were
just fought
engaged with
some
him.
wolves not long ago.
You did? Whereabouts?
Oh, in the forest. And I explained kind of where it was.
Mm.
Just outside of this town.
And the
We
wolves
were also ambushed.
driving those axe beaks, you say? Well, it could be a similar
Yeah.
tactic. Well, we started taking arrows
No.
from cover, and while we were engaged with this big beast here, something snuck up to the wagon and blew a hole on the side of it. Little things in cloaks. Not exactly sure what it was. The men that I had working guarding back there, well, they're all dead, as you see.
You
Shoot.
said someone shooting from cover. I'm gonna step out into the light.
I point at my shoulder. I was shot by a wolf.
It was not a wolf. It was also someone in cover. This other prisoner that got away.
I forgot about that.
Who are they?
The prisoners of the crown being transported to where they need to be.
Obviously, but if they're loose now, it would be good to know who they are. So if they're found, I know what to do with them.
Well, roll a persuasion.
Pelor will tell us what to do with them.
Is that a guidance? No, I'm kidding. Oh god, that went crazy. Ugh, 11. Did you see how that bounced though? Jesus.
It's gonna rocket it to the top of the screen.
Some fancy fake dice.
You don't know your own strength there.
Put some English on that.
Whopping 11.
He kind of sizes you up a little bit, and he looks around, and he's seeing at the carnage and the fact that he's down now to. There's only 6 of his men left. He's like, well, truth be told, we're on our way to Talonstadt to drop off that one prisoner who escaped. Goliath, female. Goes by the name of Sken.
By the name of what?
Sken Zabras.
Skin. Can you put that in chat so I can see the spelling?
I could.
Okay, that was close. Darn.
Now this other here, little lowlife, we picked up in Zadash as well, but he's on his way to Blood Garden. And you look in, you see kind of this disheveled, somewhat dirty, though you can see that his clothes at one point were pretty fine. Kind of longer hair. You notice the slight point to his ears, and you think that he's probably a half-elf. As he sits there, he's manacled to the floor and can't really move.
Does he look familiar at all?
You don't think you've ever seen him before, no.
Okay.
And he has kind of, as you're talking about it, and he overhears slightly him he realizes he's being referred to. He looks over, you see him kind of turn a little bit his head, and he's got a gash now on his head. Looks like from a little bit of shrapnel from when the whatever blew open the transport. He looks at always talking out of turn, aren't you, Lieutenant? You know damn well I'm innocent. Like I said, low life.
And what was his crime?
I don't really get involved with that, young lady. I just transport him.
They had no interest in freeing him, I suppose.
Lawmaster Stonegrasp signed the order, take him to the Blood Garden. So the Blood Garden he goes.
I feel like I would look at Gwen and be like, maybe he talked to the other prisoner. And we could to allow us to ask some questions.
Perhaps.
Well, I don't know what you need to interrogate an innocent man. Again, I say. Haven't I suffered enough?
From where I'm seeing, it doesn't seem like you really have much to barter with.
No much to gain, apparently.
I'm gonna saunter up to the.
I'm gonna try sauntering too, right next to you.
Oh,
And
okay.
cast guidance on you.
Darling, whatever did you do to get yourself put in here?
Yeah, give a persuasion.
With guidance?
With guidance.
I'm just gonna keep my hand on your shoulder this whole time and keep guiding you.
19?
19.
Eyes closed,
And-
chanting the floor.
Well, you do seem a bit more refined than the rabble around here, so I guess I can tell you. Maybe you'll have the wits about you to understand. I did nothing wrong. Well, other than upset a certain lawmaster. But it's not because I broke any law. I just did not know that Calliope was his daughter, that's all.
Oh my lord.
Ooh.
And what of your Goliath friend that was in there with you? What's their story?
No bloody friend of mine, I tell you that. Certainly not. Big lumbering brute, she never said a word. Just grunted. I tell you though, they didn't seem very interested in doing anything with me. They could have at least gotten me out of here as well. They came for her.
The little creatures.
Ah, yes. Little hooded little things.
Did you happen to see what they looked like?
Perhaps.
What did they look like?
Well, you see,
I'm
now,
gonna lean in close and just kind of like.
it might be something that you could do to help me here in my situation.
Looking at Clem with his hand on Gwen,
Keep talking.
I feel left out. I'm gonna put my hand on Clem's shell, just on his shell, but I'm also kind of using it to keep me standing up a little better.
All right, there's a sight.
I have a question. How
In
does
character or out of character?
out of character, sort of?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
How would
Sort of.
thieves can't work? Is it like a language or is it something written?
Pig Latin.
Like just a written language? Is it like a sign language or?
It's a little bit of both. It is a little bit of both. It is knocks and hand gestures that in normal conversation where you kind of tap a certain pattern or you use certain words and work it into conversation so that you can get a kind of secondary meaning across. There's also ways that marks that can be left
Okay.
and thieves can't for people to get very basic messages that way as well.
Lost my pen. So I'm going to attempt to do some like hand gestures to kind of like I figure there's like a hand gesture or something to kind of figure out if somebody else knows thieves can't. It's kind of a like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
do you speak my language type thing. So I'm gonna do that since as I am nicely blocked by my companions to the
You are.
half elf.
Okay.
See if you respond, just as we're talking.
Yeah. You kind of give those little hand gestures, which you see his expression. He kind of look a little bit of surprise on his face, and he just kind of, with the manacled hand, kind of reaches up and scratches on the side of his nose, which is the proper response.
So I'll ask him through Thieves' Cant. I'll just start having a conversation with him about like what happened from his perspective. But in Thieves' Cant, I kind of want to be like, well, what would you do for me if we got you out of here? Type thing.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, my name is Gerald Horn. Gerald Horn. I'm sure you've heard of me.
Do I recognize the last name?
Absolutely not.
Gwendolyn Kerr, a
Absolutely.
pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I wish it was under better circumstances, Gwendolyn. You seem to be a woman of some taste and class.
I try.
Meanwhile, he's kind of having his chains are kind of clinking in a sort of a pattern on the ground as he's talking to you. It's like, I was just minding my own business, and suddenly I heard the screams of horses. All hell broke loose, and that giant ogre came crashing in, throwing horses and bodies every which way.
They are brutish creatures.
They are indeed. The brand here, valiant as they might have been, tried to fight it off. They even had the two daggers engaged until the one just dropped. Don't know what happened to her.
The daggers. The black clad.
Aye.
The ones in black.
Yes, absolutely. You do know of them, I see.
They caught my attention a while back.
Yes, the Order. Bloody mercenaries. They fancy themselves inquisitors or inspectors, but that's all they really are. Hired thugs, mercenaries. Some say assassins. I would. They're the ones who the damn lawmaster had hauled me off. This one too, I think. And as he's clinking, in his hand message he says, I can identify the other prisoner if you spring me.
I'm gonna reply in
And then, okay. No, go ahead.
She's a Goliath. It can't be that hard to find, is what I reply in Thieves' Cant. It seems like this has been a horrific thing you've experienced here. But you must be grateful that you were at least in there to keep the ogre away from you.
It certainly seemed safer in here than out there at the time. Especially when those arrows started whistling in from afar.
I'm sure.
And then the explosion here proved me wrong. It blew a hole in the side of it. Next thing I knew, as I'm shaking off the daze, that Goliath had broken free of her manacles and was sprinting away. Little hooded creatures running at her heels. And as he's clicking in Thieves' Cant this time, he says, and wouldn't you like to know more about them? Perhaps gold would be in order.
She just kind of grins and turns away. What do I want to do? I'm gonna look at my companions and kind of just make like the money gesture and just look back at that guy, at Gerald. Gerald? Gerald, is that how? Gerald?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
I'm
okay.
gonna I want to like nudge Clem a little and be like, I don't know what the other things they were doing were, but I think this is pretty universal. Matt, I think you're muted.
The lieutenant comes back. And ask, I don't know what your plans are here with the caravan. We haven't seen many of the merchants or any of the drovers. They all kind of ran off once the fighting started. I know that some of them are kind of in the far back.
Are you going to go search for the missing one?
Well, that's the pickle now, isn't it? I got this one here. I got far less men than I did when we set out.
Which prisoner was more important?
That's not for me to say, sir. However, the 2 blood hunters, speak up for them, what they want to do. Well, the one that's alive anyway.
Blood hunters.
Some mercenaries they were. For one to die so easily by an ogre.
Look around, young lady. A lot of people fell to that ogre.
Speaks
Where do you think those flames come? That was no regular ogre. That ogre was spells. Ever see a spell throwing ogre before?
Was a
no, but I have seen a goblin.
Well, I don't think the other one's dead. That girl dagger, she's still over there. But she hasn't come to yet. You might want to talk to her when she wakes up.
Okay, so it's this one?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the half-orc I was following?
No, this is a female.
Oh, right, the half-orc was male.
You see a body up this way that appears to be similar to the size and armor of the...
I'm gonna go check out their body and see if they have any gold on them. See if I can sleight of hand some, because mercenaries carry money. I would probably know that.
Go ahead and do a, first do a, investigation.
Okay. Oh, ignore the guidance. Oh, still a nat 20. 24.
And a nat 4.
No, the guidance I used last. I forgot to mark it off.
Okay. So as you kind of move over there, doing a double check, looking around, while the rest of the brand guardsmen are seemingly trying to bind their wounds that they have and see to the dead that are strewn about. You're able to kind of go through and give the body a quick check over. You see that he is wearing, indeed, he's wearing black studded leather, but even the studs have been blackened, so it's almost a complete black. He is indeed a half-orc, you believe, by his the small tusks that you can see coming out of his lower lip, the greenish skin, but also, you know, the somewhat human features that show him to be a half-orc. He is wearing a very expensive-looking cloak that seems to be made out of almost like a black suede and lined with a black velvet. It's very, very nice. very distinguished, and it looks like it would be very good for blending in to shadow.
Can I try?
Oh, let me give you the whole of it first.
Okay.
He is armed with, it looks to be 4 daggers, 2 in each boot and 2 at his waist and at the small of his back. But currently, only 1 dagger is in his one hand. The rest of the scabbards are empty. Wow, hang on. Okay. You do find a pouch. It doesn't have as much gold or money in it as you would have thought. It has 4 gold pieces. And 28 silver.
Okay.
Roll a sleight of hand if you're planning on taking it.
Yep. Please.
Yeah, so you are able just to take the entire pouch. So inside that pouch, not only where's the coins, but you find a small coin that's not money. It appears to be a coin actually carved out of onyx or some kind of black stone. And on it, engraved into it, is a curved dagger.
Okay. I'm gonna pocket all of that. I want that cloak. It'd probably be really hard to get that cloak off of him without anyone noticing. Yeah.
Probably.
I'm gonna remember it and come back for it.
Okay.
Ugh, I really want it though.
Adric, as you go over, you see a rather striking woman, although looks to be not in complete unscathed. She does not appear to be overly damaged, shall we say.
Yeah.
She does have some these red marks on her face. She's also in black leather armor, a similar cloak kind of around her shoulders as well. She appears to be snoring. Very gently, but snoring.
Me being the bumbling dwarf that I am is like, hey! Wake up!
Yeah. You kind of give her a little nudge with your boot, balancing on your peg leg, and give her a little nudge. And she kind of comes to a little bit and looks around, and she jumps, she bolts upright and looks around, gives you kind of a bit of a shove, and before you can see anything else, she's got 2 daggers, 1 in each hand.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Friend, not foe. Friend, not foe. We got a live one here.
I'm gonna come over and rapier out. Oops. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
She kind of grins and drops into a crouch. She goes, "Yeah, First you send an ogre in, and now you're coming in to try to finish me off? Well, bring it, girl.
Oh, you are mistaken. We did not cause this. We're actually here to help, but if you don't want help, then fine. But you
She
may
looks
want
a
to
little bit
collect your
confused.
friend's body over there. He fared quite well, let me tell you. And I step aside to just kind of let her see a straight shot to her companion.
Is he dead?
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's missing a head. So, well, it's on, but not all the way, so we say.
Did anyone take one level of necromancy?
She kind of walks a little bit over towards that, and doing so is looking around. You can see that she's kind of adjusting weapons. You take sight of she's got a bow that's kind of worked over part of the cloak, so as she moves, you can actually see she has a pretty finely made bow on her back. So she sees the her fallen companion there, with his throat almost completely ripped out. She looks over. She sees the lieutenant and calls over to him, almost kind of ignoring you for the time being. Lieutenant, where's the other prisoner? Well, ma'am, they sprung her. They blew a hole in that side of that thing while you were indisposed, and they took her. She starts to curse Edric in a way that you're actually kind of impressed by. You had not actually heard someone's lineage referred to in that way in quite some time.
Follow her slightly in fascination.
And she begins to start to do some kind of investigation of the area.
I'm gonna lean against the cage, and kind of in Thieves' Cant ask him what her story is.
He just kind of looks at you, and looks at her, and well, and he's not doing this in Thieves' Cant at all. He's just talking normal. Well, that young there, in case you didn't know, is a member of the Order of the Sable Dagger. And I would not cross her. I'm not going to cross her. And if you want to have business with her, you do so without me. Give an insight check.
Yeah. Nine.
Yeah, I mean, he seems petulant a little bit, but maybe a little bit scared of her.
Okay. Have I heard of this order?
Give me a history. With advantage, actually.
Oh, good. I need that advantage.
No, from your background, yeah, you would.
12.
It's all right. You do know the Order of the Sable Dagger. You know that they are, while they are for hire, they're not generally your standard just mercenary guardsmen thugs. They're rather they're known for doing quiet investigations for noblemen. for getting certain delicate works done. That they are predominantly made up of blood hunters. And while criminals don't necessarily fear doing business in front of them as they would the Crown's Guard, the last thing you want is one of them coming after you on a contract.
Yeah.
In my fascination of her, I'm kind of like gonna keep following. Kind of like I'm getting like Tormund, Lady Brienne vibes for you, Lord of the Ring, for the Lord of the Rings. I almost said for you Game of Thrones fans there. It's like, oh, yeah, I bet if you were able to fight, they wouldn't have gotten away with this. You were just a little sleepy, but if you were awake, I'm sure you would have really shown them what to. That Goliath prisoner, that she was valuable.
She was as valuable as any other contract that we take. And it's on my life and honor that I will bring her to where she was meant to go.
What? Maybe there's an arrangement that can be made here. If she's valuable, you're pretty valuable. Potentially. I look over my partner.
We could
How
help.
far into that hour am I? Am I still feeling the drinks pretty well? Because I'm riding with it.
Yeah, you're still feeling no pain.
Perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement. I'm pretty strong. I don't know if you couldn't tell, but perhaps maybe we could help you get this prisoner back. And then under my breath, I'm like, "And you love me."
Excuse me?
Go get the prisoner back for you.
And
he loves you.
Just expose me.
If you would excuse my companions, they have been enjoying the town's libations. Basically what they're saying is if you are down a man, a partner, we're looking for something to do and ways to help. Perhaps we can help each other out.
Just looking, I go.
So has now dropped to one knee and she's examining the ground, and you can see that she's found something, and she's kind of focused on turning around and almost as if she's following a trail of something. She looks up at you and says, "Well, perhaps the three of you might equal Tyr on his worst day. But I won't say no to helping me flush these quarry. It looks like Sken had quite a bit of help getting him out of here. That ogre mage was quite formidable."
And there was someone shooting from cover. They tried to attack us on the way here, so I'm quite intrigued on who that might be. And if this could lead to that, I wouldn't mind getting my revenge.
Well, then who are you then? I should at least know your names before you die.
Gwendolyn Kerr.
Hey.
I'm Adric. She asked for my name.
Adric's taking down an ogre by himself.
Hey, gotta give Clem that You the boy.
Give a deception on that, Clem.
Come on, Clem. The
It's
wingman.
not going to be good.
Oh,
Oh, no.
-1. Oh
Oh, man.
That's awesome. Uh, at first, it's a look of shock, like almost like shock, and then just like, oh please.
no! We did
I
take
mean-
out a goblin cult and a bugbear. And I did one-shot some of those axe beaks previously.
I was talking about the woman at the bar you were telling me about, Adric. He was quite the ogre.
That ogre.
Oh my goodness.
Perhaps children, I'd be better on my own. But the job is all that really matters, and I could use you. Very well. My name is Yarga. Yarga Ross. You will do as you're told.
Wait, what are we getting out of this again?
You will be compensated.
Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Yarga.
How close were you to your companion Kier?
Yarga.
He was a fellow member of the Order. Why? What's it to you?
Well, I could be more helpful if I had a way to hide a little bit better. And I couldn't help but notice those lovely cloaks and his that's going to complete waste there on the ground in his blood. Could I perhaps borrow it?
Let us be very clear on one thing. Yes, you may. However, that is a mark of the Order, and it will be leaving with me.
Very well. I'm gonna walk over and unhook it and put it
So
on.
are we temporarily in this order?
Oh, for God's sakes, no.
I'll be in your order, Yarga.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Is there anything special about this cloak when I pick it up and put it on? Or
It's
is it
just
just a
really
cloak?
nice.
Just a really
It's-
nice cloak. Okay, I feel fancy.
It's really posh.
It's really
It's
posh.
really
I love it.
posh.
I love it.
As I said, being that it's suede on the outside, you can see like the light almost seems to get absorbed into it because of the way that the suede works, and no kind of reflection on it at all. And the
Okay.
inside being velvet lined, it doesn't even make any kind of noise as it moves around you. It's just insulated and just made for stealth, but
Okay.
style.
Okay.
She comes over to as well as you're taking the cloak. You can see she reaches down and unbuckles his belt.
Watch it
And
now.
straps that around her as well. She puts it around herself. On her, it actually goes around twice before she.
And since we've gotten closer to her, is she human, half elf?
Yes.
Human?
Yes, she appears to be human.
Okay.
But with these red kind of almost look like scars, but bright red and vibrant on her face.
Okay. Is that indicative to being a blood hunter? Or is that from something else? Would I know?
At this point, you don't really know. You don't know enough about blood hunters to.
I don't
Well,
know if I've ever met a blood hunter.
There's something else that I would know that has to do with scarring. That's why I'm asking.
I'm not sure what.
Okay, don't worry about it.
So as she clinks on the belt, she looks at you. She goes, "Well, I wouldn't expect you to do nothing for nothing. I will do this for you. You help me recover Scan, and I'll give you 50 gold apiece."
I think that's
A lot
fair.
of gold.
Okay. Let's go find this Goliath.
Rich too.
I
Lieutenant,
remembered that.
we are going to be trying to recapture the other prisoner. I suggest that you continue on to Talisdad before any other incident. We will make our way and catch up with you along the road if we secure her. As you wish, lady. We won't be going fast at this point with the damaged wagon, but catch up to us as you can, and we'll keep an eye out for you. Since you folks are going to be helping out the order here, and the lady Ross, is there anything that you need from us? We seem to have more than a few arrows left over if you need any resupply on ammunition.
Would you happen to have anything in terms of potentially healing?
I thought you were going to ask for more liquor.
Fed.
Any sort of
Nah.
potions or salves that we can use? We are going up against the
look-
Goliath.
Look at the round at the wounded here. Do you think we have any of that left?
I mean, there's a
Before
point where
you answer, I'll tell you that we do not.
How many arrows do you have?
Go ahead and grab from any of the corpses. They all have a quiver.
It's fine that they don't have healing. I look kind of towards Yarga. I don't need it anyway. Puff my chest out a little.
I'm gonna go and check at each one for arrows real quick.
Well, how many would you like to get? I mean, they each have the ones that were in melee probably have 20 on them each.
Yeah, I don't need that many. I've got. How many can I fit in my quiver? For one to,
Yeah, at most 30.
Then I will take 2 because I am at 28. Actually,
What's
I'll
that?
grab 2, put it in my quiver, and then grab 1 extra and just leave it like loosely loaded onto my bow since we're about to go up and find
Okay.
Goliath.
You see Yarga approach one of the horses and kind of takes a moment and kneels down, and she puts her hand on the head with her eyes closed, and kind of rummages through the saddlebag, pulls out a small sack out of the saddlebag and ties it onto the back of her belt. And you can kind of, as she's kind of standing up, you can just almost feel that she grows a little colder as she stands up from the horse that was clearly hers.
Does
Are
this
you ready,
ogre
Ben?
have anything interesting on it?
You notice that one of his arms has been clean shorn right off, midway between his wrist and his elbow in the battle. Other than that, he has a bit of armor on one arm, but mostly just a naked, large, hulking beast. You don't really see anything on him other than kind of a totem necklace around his neck.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. It's as it is 9:30. Let's do a bit of a quick break for those who need it, and we will reconvene in a short minute. All right. Thanks, guys.
right, here we go.
So I remembered that limerick I was talking about.
Oh, did you know?
Would you like to hear it, Edric?
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There once was a she-elf from Kryn who looked at you with a grin. She choked up on her grip and thrusted her hip, and next thing you know, you were pinned.
Oh.
Oh.
I have to admit, that's pretty clever.
Are
Oh,
you children just about ready then?
Children.
that's not good.
Uh,
When she got down on her knee to get the stuff, I was hoping that she was doing it to look at you like a little boy. Just saying. I was like, oh, that's adorable. I think we're ready.
We're waiting on you, darling.
good luck to you all. We won't be seeing you again. Just remember, Gerald Horn could have helped, but you chose not to.
Could have
I
helped
mean,
out.
he's got a point.
Come on,
Sound like
they're getting
it's
away. Yeah,
very
yeah. This way. And she appears to be tracking something on the ground as you pass through the light of smoldering tents and the reek of the burnt and charred fabric that was there.
Does she have any light or anything?
I mean, there's
Um,
fires.
Yeah, here at this area, she does not. And as you begin to move out of towards the back of the camp, there's campfires and whatnot. You can clear even you guys without looking very hard. You can see the swatches of wreckage where this ogre mage must have barreled through the camp. Bursting out of a copse of trees that you can see at the edge of the camp here. As she gets to that spot, though, it appears that she's not looking at the ground for these bigger tracks, but at other smaller markings on the ground.
God, what do you see?
With a look of resignation on her face that she's going to have to interact with you to make this work. Well, it's clear here that there were several smaller creatures in this group. If I had a guess, I would say that while we were distracted with the ogre mage and his wolves, they must have snuck up and laid explosives on the side of the wagon. They'll be the ones that we need to track and follow if we're going to find where they went with Sken. Are you ready?
We're
I'm,
following your lead.
I'm so ready.
Alrighty. Oh, Yarga. All right.
I should probably help her out.
I'll try and do it.
Yeah, so, she invites you all to she's shown you the tracks that you got to be looking for to track these smaller creatures.
Oh, Clem. Mind helping me out a little bit?
I was going to help myself out.
Oh, okay. I'm just good. It's okay, I didn't need your help anyways.
So
still
you're
at
some
disadvantage.
kind of...
Yes.
You're still at disadvantage, yeah, unfortunately. Not for much longer. You're starting to feel it's perhaps the different intoxication of your attraction to the long of leg Yarga Ross that seems to be bringing you around a little bit to your senses a bit quicker. But as she indicates, these smaller prints in the softer, you can see this firelight. You're able to, Gwendolyn, still be able to make out as they proceed into the wooded area where there are still a trail that you can follow. It is dark as you step out of the camp, and it gets to be difficult for you to follow, but you are able to catch glimpses from the moon up in the sky, casting some light that filters down, and with your natural ability to see in the dim light of underneath these wooded areas, you're able to follow it.
There they are. I just kind of look over at Yarga, give her a little smirk. I think we need to go this way.
As you guys are about to step into the under the full canopy of the trees, Yarga reaches into the pouch that she tied around her belt that she had taken from her dead horse, and she pulls out what appears to be almost like a pair of goggles, and she puts them on her face. And no, please, after you. And she steps into the darkness, seemingly able to now see as well as you.
Yeah.
I cast light on my mace.
Okay. She whirls around behind to see you, and she says, "Would you like to just advertise? Maybe beat on that shield of yours as well? Let them know we're coming?"
Sure,
Put
you're
that
scared
out.
of a fight?
Well, if they
I'm gonna
run away from us before we can get to them, then there'll never be a fight. Now, will there?
Well, I'm not going to get to them if I can't see them, can I?
Well, you're able to see. There is enough dim light that you'll be able to still follow the rest of the party.
Does your friend have a pair of those goggles?
No, the half-orc wouldn't need them now, would he?
I know nothing of half-orcs.
Then the answer is no, he didn't.
Thank you. That's all you had to say, right?
Your light-fingered friend would have probably known if he had anyway.
Are we going, or are we just gonna stand here and talk?
Oh, no, by all means. Let's. Okay, so you guys follow off into the woods.
Oops.
Give me each one more survival check. Clem needs to do his at disadvantage. And I'd say for purposes here,
Oh, come on.
I was going to say, Adric, you didn't actually need to do it at disadvantage any longer.
Okay.
So, but
Sick.
your 3 was the first, so it's still a 3.
Oh.
Well, that was from the last. Is this roll carry over? That was the last survival check you had us make by the prince.
It was? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
then roll. Yeah, then yes, then you need to roll one more.
It didn't help me anyway. It might be time for me to change my color.
Let's see how she does.
Man, we are killing it, y'all. What, we've got 6 and 10, 5 and 11.
Yeah, yikes. So it takes you a bit. You lose the kind of the trail and then have to back up to find it again and proceed. So you go. It's very slow going. You're not making as good of time as you would have liked. However, you're able to, with trial and error, stay on the path, and up until it kind of gets through the area of these heavier trees, and the trees start to spread out a little bit, and you can see there's some rising of the terrain as it begins to gradually climb in fits and stops. And you see some rocks starting to poke through. And
Okay.
you find
Oh yes,
yourself.
shadowy things.
All right. All right. So the footprints that you guys are following, if I push the right button, tends to be going this way. Actually, I just realized I don't have our good friend Yarga. It's not on the map. And they begin to kind of going in this direction.
Are they roughly like the same size, or do they like vary?
For the most part, you're seeing the smaller size. Give me one more survival check, Gwen.
All of us?
No, just me. Oh.
Yeah, you guys all can do one. Everyone can do one at this point.
18. That's much better. No, 14. That wasn't my roll. Still better than Yarga.
Oh, yeah. Just maybe her bell is still rung from the forced sleep that she had. By the way, as you guys are moving now with her, and she's kind of pissed you off a little bit, you've been giving her the side eye. You can see that she not only that, but she's taken some wounds. You can see noticeable swelling and blood kind of on the side of her arm and chest. It's still somewhat bleeding, even.
Yarga, I couldn't help but notice while I was admiring you. You seem to be a little wounded. Now, I don't want to freak you out, but if you'll just let me touch your hand, I might be able to help.
I just fine, thank you, and I'll rather you kept your little hands to yourself there, all right?
A little upset about it.
She's not nice. She's not being nice, but
I wish you had these lay on hands.
then there it is again.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, so
As we're getting to more like forestier areas, I want to be a little more on the lookout for traps or anything they may have put together to try and ambush us, something along those lines.
Okay. I guess roll an investigation.
15.
Unbelievable. Okay. So, as you're investigating the ground, looking for different maybe traps or pitfalls or something that could have left, you hear some sticks cracking and noises and almost a
Oh, where's it
just
coming from?
off from this direction here. Am I in the wrong? Hang on, you might not be able to see that.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Hang on. In this direction.
Okay. Can I? Oh, there's really nowhere to hide. Actually, can I? Yeah, I could. Can I like come over here and hide?
Over here?
Over here.
Okay.
Just kind of like dart over there and hide in this bush.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll. Okay.
Please forget this. Can I shoot this guy?
Hang on a second. I want to see if they notice you first or you notice
Okay.
them first as
Okay.
you climb over there.
I'm doing
Okay.
this while Adric is like talking to
Yeah,
her.
so you heard the sound of them over here, and as you go to creep over to this bush, you are very moving as stealthily as you can, and you see there's two small hooded figures behind that bush as well, and they don't see you coming, and they seem to be kind of talking quietly. You hear like little chittering sound, and they don't notice you.
These two?
No, right here, behind this bush, you hear and
Which
see.
I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, it's because the bush is solid.
Oh, right
Yeah,
there.
go
Okay.
there. Yeah, go there.
Oh, I'm too close though. Okay, actually no. I'm gonna
Not for
swap.
both of them.
Huh?
Yeah, so they don't see you yet.
I'm gonna swap very carefully. Swap my bow for my rapier.
Okay.
And am I close enough to stab this one? Because he's kind of like on the line.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, I'm gonna stab him.
All right.
Actually,
I'll give that
are they
as
speaking?
a surprise.
Hold on, are they speaking something I know?
What do you know?
Draconic, Elvish, Goblin, Primordial. Basically, I'm trying to see if I can pick up Goblin because they're small.
No, you don't hear them speaking Goblin, but they are talking pretty low and quietly. But you did pick out a couple of words that sounded like Draconic, and you could have sworn they said you heard big and dumb.
So instead of stabbing him, I'm going to slide my rapier kind of like... How do I want to... Like, so it pricks him, but I'm going to do that and say... Big Dumb Who in Draconic.
As you stab him?
I'm not actually stabbing him. I'm doing that thing like, when you press a sword very close to someone, like right before you're going to stab them through.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ask them Big Dumb Who in Draconic.
You hear, as you do so, and your blade sticks out, the one that you press the blade up against just lets out a loud squawk of "Wah!" And the other one screams and jumps back and draws its weapon. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Should have just stabbed him. It's fine. Who's that?
A blood hunter form.
Sorry.
All
Oh
right.
shit! I didn't see that one. Wow, why did we get so dark?
Sorry, guys. All right. So with the scream of the kobold, an alarm, suddenly things begin to happen. And from the bushes behind you, you see a wolf spring from cover and begin to move down into your space. 5, 10, and attacks you.
Wow!
Now, pack tactics is if it's within 5 feet. You didn't quite move into the range that you would have needed to actually attack it, since you didn't attack. So he doesn't get the advantage of pack tactics because you didn't attack.
I am A-okay with that.
Yeah, I thought so. Fair is fair. But he does try to take a bite at you. But because of the difficulty of the way to go, he snaps and you're able to kind of move your face back, but you get that doggy breath in your face as the paw snaps shut right in front of you. But you're safe from that. All right, there's one. Okay. The small little guys with the cloaks begin to react now. And as such, the one that's a little bit further from you raises up in his hand a small little hand crossbow.
Oh shit.
And fires off at you with it. But I don't believe
Misses.
14 hits
Nope.
you.
I'm a 15.
So with your dexterous movements, you're able to avoid getting this one moves up and now has an ally within 5 feet of you, so he is going to get advantage on his attack with his short sword as he tries to stab at you. And the 16 on this one's going to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
6 points of piercing damage as he cuts into you with his short sword.
Ouch. Well, that hurt.
Seeing. These guys can move out.
Oh,
And
that's
each
weird.
fire a crossbow at disadvantage or distance at Yarga. The first fire is off. And misses wildly. The second, disadvantage, so the crit does not count. And misses her with a 15, I believe.
Oh.
Yes, and misses her. Okay. And then they duck back behind cover. Which brings us up to Yarga. Yarga, after seeing them getting shot, but also sees Gwendolyn under fire, steps up into here, get a clear shot, and she pulls out this bow that you've seen strapped to her back, and with a just incredibly smooth motion, you see her pull out the bow and fire it at the wolf, striking with a 17. This is quite the hit, and doing 7 points of damage to the wolf. She then draws a second and fires again with the same bow. Oops. And hits again. Alright. And with the second arrow, you see it take it through, one took it in the neck, the other took it directly in the side of the head. And with 2 quick arrows, she's able to bring the wolf down before it can even do any damage to our friend Gwendolyn. And she continues to move into this. Okay. A dark-robed figure steps from behind that bush up there. Gwendolyn, you're going to take an arrow shot at you. The first one goes wide. But this hooded figure also draws a second and fires off 15. That hit?
That hits. That is, yep, that's my AC.
So you take another 6 of piercing damage. As you're the one that it can see.
Yep.
But it seems to then start to do kind of a moves away. Starts to move away. All right, Clem.
All right, Clem's going to stay where he's at
Hold on.
and start chanting, Lord of Holy Dawn, your radiance brings glory. Flames burn from within. And he's going to cast Bless on the 3 companions here.
Okay.
There we go. So everybody gets to roll a d4 and add it to attack rolls and saving throws for the next minute.
Sweet.
And I'm going to stay where I am, hunker behind my ancestral shield bravely.
Okay. All right, Gwen.
I would like to use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna come. Oh, oops. I'm gonna come over to. Actually, make sure I can do that. 5, 10, 15. Yeah. I'm gonna come right here. Just be like, a little help, please. She's hurting.
Okay.
And then, can I use my action to put my rapier away? What would it take to put my rapier away and take out my bow again?
Your interaction, you can stow.
Okay.
You can sheath your rapier.
Okay.
And yes, if you're going to use your whole action, I would say you could not only draw your bow, but also an arrow to
Okay.
be ready to fire.
And I'm going to do that. And actually, I'm going to come right here for my movement, because that was only 20 feet. 10, 15, 20, 20. Yeah. Just kind of give myself
If you were to drop your rapier, you actually could use your interaction to draw your bow and your action to fire it.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
going to
do
do
that.
that. Yep, I'm going to do that.
Okay. Who are you firing at?
Ooh, which one do I want to fire at? Actually, let me check something. Sorry, I gotta get my screen. Ah, damn. I guess
You're blessed.
I am, but I'd have to shoot at disadvantage. Wouldn't I? If it's
Yeah,
over 80, because
so-
80.
Yeah, if it's over 80, that's your disadvantage. What do you have? You have a short bow, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Screw it. I'll try it. It's probably not gonna
But
work, but
you're at disadvantage with the bless roll, though. You
With
get to add the
bless.
bless roll. Yeah.
yeah.
So no matter
So
what.
let's see how this goes. Poorly. Very poorly. Oh, the bless didn't go. Not that this is gonna matter, but. A 10.
Nope. Your shot goes in the general direction, but it doesn't look like you made contact with it. It may well have come up short. Alright.
Can I go, like, down on my knee to kind of get down? I will consider myself prone just to get a little bit of cover, since I'm so low on health.
Yeah, I mean you're not prone if you're just dropping to one knee.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get much cover from that, but yeah.
Just a little bit
yeah.
of cover. Okay.
Sure.
Then I'm gonna do that. And that will be the end of my turn. I think I've used everything except for like 5 feet of movement.
Okay. All right, Adric, Battlehammer.
In seeing that these two things had shot arrows at my newfound love, I'm gonna kind of run towards their direction. 20, 25, it's about as far as I can get, and I'm gonna use my action to dodge in case they decide to shoot arrows at me as well.
Okay. Cool. One, two. So our friend the wolf is sent out to attack, and he attempts to bite you. 14, I don't believe, does it though. Correct?
Nope. Yeah, no. 18 AC.
So he jumps up on you to go to bite at you, but you have a shield out and ready for him. You kind of batter him away with your shield and knocking him away. so he's unable to get his teeth into you, nor is he able to bowl you over and knock you to the ground.
Damn dog.
His 11 misses as he tries to shoot at Yarga. The other does not do any much better with 12, and Yarga's easily able to dodge out of the way of those. And the kobold, which you can now see clearly as they've come out of cover, you see little draconic faces.
Huge.
Right? Yeah, not so much. These two do similar. Let me just double check to see here the distance. This one has to move up a little bit. And they fire at Adrian. Oh, at disadvantage though. Hang on. So the crit doesn't hit you, but the 23 does. Whopping 4 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
The second one. So that was good. The dodge action saved you from a crit there. And the dodge action saved you from a crit again.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Good call.
The 14 doesn't hit you at all as you're able to work your shield, even though you're trying to do it. You couldn't get your shield back in time from battering away a wolf. You took a blow to the shoulder that was more of a quick puncture to you. But you're able to get your shield back as the next one comes in and swat that arrow out of the air.
Yeah,
And they
super
move
heroic.
back behind cover. These small little guys with not much strength and hit points are gonna do. Yaga is going to see this one kind of trying to run off. And she's going to fire off with her bow and hit her. And then fire off a second arrow. Oh. It critically fails on that on the second arrow. How is that possible?
So you rolled all your good hits with the kobolds. You get 2 crits.
She's blessed.
She is blessed. And it should be impossible for her to get a score this low. With +3 with that. With +1 non-blast. Let's roll the blast. Wow. Just stunningly bad. That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna re-roll because that roll 20 messed that up because I would have literally had to roll a 0 on a d20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I would have had to roll a negative number because it's +4. No, that was just messing up.
That's funny.
That's totally. Sorry, guys. That's a little bit more like it.
That'll work.
All right, so she does 8. So she fires off 2 shots into this cloaked figure that you can't really quite make out from this distance, and staggers her. Wow, I'm having some roll 20 issues, guys. I apologize for any lag here. Okay, and the hood fires back at Yarga with a duel. Interesting. And hits. For 8 against Yarga. She fires again. And misses the second. This cloaked figure steps out and fires a longbow shot at disadvantage, excuse me, because you're dodging still. So the crit misses. And so the 16 misses you too, right, Adric?
Yeah, 16 misses me. Yep.
Yep. So the long distance shot misses from the second cloaked figure, and they fire off their second arrow. And totally miss you. And then proceeds to move quickly out of sight. Alright, Clem.
All right. I will step up a little bit and see. Settle down. I'm protecting you, woman. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Doing some chanting and Aquan. I was just trying to scare you a bit.
Better than nothing. Oh, it's not letting me. Oh.
And I'll stand in front of you there. That's all I'm going to do. I tried.
Better than nothing.
That does bring you us up to you, Glenn.
Yeah. Can I get a clear shot on this one, or is he kind of like?
He's
Like-
got partial cover.
Partial cover? What would that be?
Yep. +2 to his AC.
Yeah, but I do have bless.
You do.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Boop.
Okay.
My short bow. Okay, last time I did this, bless did not go off, so I'm gonna have to roll my short bow and then. 14 plus 2, so 16.
Yep, that hits.
Use.
And the bless is just for attacks, right?
Yeah. And saving throw.
And
Saving
save.
throws. Yeah, saving throws.
9.
9 points of damage. Nice. Alright, how do you want to hit this bad that guy?
Oh, just like straight between the eyes.
Okay. How you doing? Alright. You still have a bit of movement and a bonus action. Don't believe you took it.
That was not. I think. Action, reach your turn, dash, disengage, or hide. Can I check something? Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, okay, so I want to go. No, I'm going to stay put. Nope, I'm going to stay put.
Okay. You're officially staying put. Alright. If I could roll 20 to let me, I would see who's next. Like, right now it is a little bit locked up. Okay, Adrian.
All right. Seeing as I have this wolf right in front of me, it's let's try to strike it down with this edict blade. So I'm gonna hit.
It's a 13.
Yeah.
13 hits.
That's awesome.
Thank you for the bless, Clem. Alright, I'm gonna roll damage. Oh, I didn't mean for that. I don't know what the Wait, why did that add? Why does it get added to the damage? Add on.
Well, that wasn't bless. That's something else. Because bless is a d4.
Yeah, the plus is the 9 plus 4 for 13. The slashing damage. I'm not sure why you're rolling a d10.
Yeah, it should be 1d8 plus 3.
Yeah, so it's just the first number.
Yeah, alright, so then it's a 6.
Plus 1. 1d8 plus 3 plus 1 because it's magic. Plus 2 versus Goblin Lights.
I don't know what d10.
It's alright. We got it. So, 6 points of slashing, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I'm gonna hold tight till this wolf is dispatched.
Okay, excellent. It is next going to be the wolf. Oh, Lord. Bear with me, folks. The World 20 does not want to be nice to me tonight. You're doing so well, too. Okay. Alright, sorry. So, our friend the wolf leaps up on you. And tries to bite you, but the 15 does not pierce through your armor. So you're able to fight off his advances with your shield yet again, and he kind of moves to circle you a little bit, but staying within. This one, seeing Yarga, is going to attempt to rush up to her and stab her with its short sword. I don't know why that's at an advantage. This advantage should have been. So the 24 does hit her. Another 6 points of damage on him. All of which she's looking, guys, a little bit rough. She's taking some serious blows here.
She did turn down my hands.
Yeah, she did.
She may be regretting it. Although she might be willing to risk it. You know, you don't know where her heart. These two again are going to jump out, move forward just enough to be in range. Because of the fact that the wolf is harrying you, though, they will actually have advantage due to pack tactics.
Sick.
I hate wolves.
Well, actually, so do kobolds have pack tactics
Yeah.
as well.
19 hits.
So that first one hits. And does hit you for 6 points of piercing. The second also at advantage. However, does not able to pierce through your armor. And with their tactics working, they will move the other 15 feet back to where they were and taking cover, leaving the poor wolf to its fate, apparently. Yarga is kind of pissed. She now has this little pain in the ass kobold harassing her. So she has to, she decides to shoot at it, even though it's at point blank range. Deciding to take the disadvantage of proximity, but she gets blessed.
Ooh.
Hang on. It's not over till it's over. Oh, now it's over. So she does not strike this pesky kobold that's right in front of her. And out of anger, she's going to shoot it again. She's going to take a step back, get a better aim on it. She's going to take the opportunity attack from the kobold. Son of a bitch, who does strike her. Oh, for another 6.
Ouch.
Yeah, that hurt her. She is bleeding very heavily, but still has the wherewithal to try to dispatch this little shit. You gotta be kidding me. 8.
Bless.
I know. Well, if Roll20 will stop freezing up every time I do literally anything, I would have had it rolled. What is his class? Nope. And that doesn't hit either. So
Bummer.
that is a whole lot of crap for her. And so she is going to move a little bit further away. All right. The scout, seeing her pretty damaged, is going to take advantage of that. And in doing so, fire off 2 shots with their longbow.
Oh
Now,
no.
why is rolling at disadvantage? No, it's the first. There's no advantage or disadvantage on that.
Okay.
So it's the 8. So that the first one misses. It goes to shoot off the second. And the 13 also misses. But then, following the other, it moves and moves out of your line of sight and moves away. Okay. Clem.
All right, seeing this kobold giving her so much trouble, I'm gonna rush up and smack it with my mace.
Oh, Clem doing a melee attack? And it's
Very
a
well.
All right.
Oh, it's not a
20.
crit. I thought it was a crit. My bad.
Nah, it's a dirty
Boom.
20.
I saw a 20. I was like,
Yeah.
I got really excited for you.
still brought that home.
All right. So how do you dispatch it with a single blow?
I go and
You're
literally
mighty
go
big.
slugger it into the bushes and look her right in the eye and say, "You're welcome."
That's awesome. All right. All right. Next.
And then I'm gonna step back behind this cover a little bit with my extra 5 feet that I have.
Okay. All right, Gwen.
I'ma shoot this one.
Which one?
The one right here. 21 without bliss. The wolf, yes.
Oh, the wolf. Okay.
Dick.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with bliss.
Oh,
Ah, that was weird. 8.
Okay. I'm having all kinds of problems tracking any kind of hit points on Roll20 right now, guys. And did you guys hit this wolf previously?
Yeah, I hit it for 6 my last turn.
That's right. I thought so. So Gwen, how do you dispatch this wolf?
Oh, just right in the back of the head at like the base of the neck.
Okay.
Kill shot.
Okay. Well done. All right, Adric, you now you see a bolt, an arrow come streaking in from behind, and you hear the yipe of the wolf as it is dispatched by your compatriot.
I'm gonna give her like a nice little
Hang on,
Adric
it's
thumbs up. Yeah.
Did Gwendolyn
Give him a little wink.
Was there something else you wanted to do? I'm sorry.
I'm debating on trying a thing, but I don't know if it'd be worth doing. No, I'll just stay put. Actually, yeah. Can I move here and use my bonus action to hide?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to do that, please.
You're second level now. You can do that.
I am. Well, I used disengage earlier, so I'm using this uncanny dodge everywhere.
All right. Adric?
So yeah, with that thumbs up as she's running into the bush, and seeing as my Brienne of Tarth is hurt, 20, and I'm gonna use my action to lay on hands. I'm gonna give her 5 points. You said question? Did you say did we short rat? Like did we no right since that last
No.
fight? Okay, so
Nope.
then I only have 5 points. All right, so I'm gonna give her my 5 points.
Okay.
And kind of like I guess it would be against her will a little bit. I don't know how like she's gonna be upset about that.
Ooh.
As you do it, you can kind of feel that it kind of flow into her. You see kind of like the struggle and the pain on her face ease up a
Yeah.
little bit. She
I'm like-
kind of gives you a wry smile as you do it, and a nod of thanks.
I'll be like, I'm not so bad, and then move up 5 more feet to kind of get between her and these kobolds here, and just I'm there for it. That's all I can do because I think it's a bonus action to use it on myself, but it's an action to use it on her.
Okay.
As you look past you just see me grinning behind you. Yes,
He's beginning to believe.
it works. He's doing it.
Wow, was that actually the last dragon kung fu movie
Just starting to
from,
believe. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
from the 80s? Oh my god.
Palo will give you the glow.
You know what? You can take inspiration for that. That is fantastic. That is definitely worth. If you pull out an 80s cheesy music video based kung fu movie every
The
time.
beat of the rhythm of the night.
That's fantastic. Okay. The kobolds, however, aren't going by. They're not feeling the beat of the rhythm of the night. No, they're not. 1, 2, 3. He runs up, pulling his short sword, and swings at you.
Oof.
For 21 to hit, and he does.
Yes, for
It's a
sure.
solid hit. For 7 points of piercing. Does that put you down?
Down goes Adric.
Oh no!
My hubris strikes once again.
Oh,
And 1, 2, 3. And it's going to continue up to get in the face of Yarga, which allows the other kobold to shoot at advantage.
Oof. Oh no!
oh no.
Land the crit.
My whole last turn's gonna be for nothing. We're going down Bonnie and Clyde style, boys.
And hits for 9 and puts her unconscious.
Oh no.
Yikes. Yikes. Put that there. Put that.
Sad part is, if I even used my points on myself, I still would have went down.
Oh no!
All right. And yeah, that's the end of those guys. Yarg is gonna make a death save. Which she makes. Right. They're hightailed it. Continuing to move away. Clem.
Think here. I don't want us all to die. I'm gonna yell to them. Stop this fighting. In Draconic.
How are you saying it?
Saying we give up. We'll leave.
You're gonna surrender?
No, I'm not gonna surrender. I'm not being true here.
I want them to believe.
Well, no,
it.
no. I mean, I'm just saying. I just want to know what you should be rolling. So give me. How are you
Deceptive.
saying this?
Deceiving. Hey, like, stop fighting.
God.
All right. Roll a. Well, I mean, you're just telling them to. So roll a persuasion because you're telling
Persuasion.
them. You're
There you
not,
go. Yeah.
you're not trying to intimidate them into
No,
stopping your. Um. Hmm. Um, looking about the field here, they kind of they see a few of their numbers dead, and they see the cloaked figures have kind of moved away, and they kind of look at each other, and yeah, it seems like you might have planted a seed. Let's say that.
Cool. I'm gonna keep advancing
Okay.
up to here and cast Cure Wounds on my friend, imposing over this little kobold. I'm gonna chant in Draconic as I'm doing it. Let's get 1 point.
All right. So you cast that on whom?
On Adric. I don't care about the Blood Hunter.
Adric, you're up to 7, and you don't need to make any.
Yo,
Okay.
Clem is a homie.
When?
Okay, so Clem is now in the way of this one, correct?
He is, but you generally can fire through one friendly without penalty.
Okay, is this one focused on Clem right now?
Well, he was just shouting at him, and
I would hope so.
he's not attacked him. But yes, you could say he's got Clem's attention. Clem has his attention.
So if I shot him, would I get my
Absolutely.
sneak attack since I'm hiding?
Yeah, he just has to be within 5 feet. Absolutely.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna attack him then. With Bless. And my sneak attack.
You might need to step out, because right now the line is you'd have to shoot through that bush. So
Okay.
you'd have to step
Then I
out
will take a
little
slight
bit.
step. I'll like
Yeah.
poke out and shoot.
Yep. All right, go ahead.
Alright, so the attack is that plus 15?
And with the bless, you do hit.
Nice. That blesses
You would've-
clutch.
You would not have had the.
Yeah. 7. With my sneak.
Okay. So before the kobold can even have the opportunity to decide whether or not he wants to listen to this large turtle, the rogue jumps out and fires off a quick shot, taking him square in the face. Grizzly.
That's what I do.
and soundlessly rains death from afar and ends the life of this poor kobold, which I will mark as soon as Roll20 allows me to. There we go.
Can I use my free action to say something to this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say in Draconic, I'd run now if I were you, darling.
I don't know that there's the exact draconic word for
Something around
darling.
that.
I think it comes off more of saying little one, little
Okay,
one,
that works.
flee, little one. You
Flee,
know,
little
draconic's not a really huggy, kissy kind
Yeah.
of language.
Hello, sweetheart.
Run away,
Okay.
little one.
All right. Adric, you find yourself on your back, having had your bell rung, and then with some kind of divine energy that you're starting to get from the familiar feeling of, it's happening to you so often. You open your eyes to find yourself looking up at the sky.
I guess I'm trying to come to. I'm gonna see Yarga down after
You
my
do.
efforts, and and Adric's gonna be pissed. I'm gonna use half my movement to like stand up and like I guess as he's looking, he sees that last standing kobold right there, and I just start charging right over at him, pointing my sword at him, going yo. 5'10", and I'm just gonna try to
End him, yes.
Yeah.
I get it.
hit. Fuck.
Oh no!
With
You
blast.
You
It's
bless.
not gonna hit, I don't think anyway. So
Maybe.
terribly bad. All right.
See what you get from the boss. No, you just
Dang.
missed. If you got a 4, you would have hit.
Ah,
No, so you just missed. But your rage, you failed to compensate for the shortness, and your blow swings just over his head. You're in just an absolute rage, and it does not benefit as unlike other
yeah.
classes. All right. As that your swing goes across, the first kobold that you all dispatched, you hear an explosion, and it explodes in chunks of body of kobold go flying in a grisly mess everywhere.
Where did
Whoa.
that happen?
This
Over there?
kobold back here.
Whew.
This one disengages from Adric and starts to flee. Alright, Yarga has to make a death save. And fails. So that's 1 and 1 for the Blood Hunter.
Does she get the bless on her saves?
Not
Not death saves, I don't believe. That's a good question, though. Our death saves.
Just wondering because it's a saving throw.
Technically.
Sure. We'll say for the sake of it right now, we'll say yes, she does.
Yeah.
And so she just makes it
Nice.
with a 10. Good call. That was bad. I dropped that on that one. Okay, so she's 2 saves to the good. Scouts are still moving off, and Clem.
Seeing this
You
little
got her
kobold
bleeding.
bleeding after it had done so much damage, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame.
All right. That's what they get, right? It's a deck save.
They get Dex save of 14, yeah.
Haha.
Yeah, it's 4 does not, and that's what did he have? Oh, he rolled a 1. That'll do it.
Oof.
Nice.
Because they have a 16 dex.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was risky
I-
doing anything Dex based for me, but
So you light him up, and you see suddenly just the outline of this kobold in bright light, and you swear you can almost see like his skeleton even through his cloak as he lights up.
nice.
It stops in place, and then just falls straight forward. Is the one spell, the one prayer drops him and ends his poor
That's all it takes.
miserable existence.
Now I'm gonna look at her, and there's nothing I can do but pray a little.
Well, and now that brings us out of everything is dead. So she's going to roll her last
Oof.
death save. Ooh, and fails even with bless.
Oh no!
You failed 2 in a row. Wow. Okay, so this is it, kids.
Can we see her in dire straits and like with a cleric and a paladin? Is there any way we can somehow?
You,
I am proficient in medicine.
Me too.
Yeah, like I feel like we
Uh,
wouldn't just let her die. if we're out
do
of
you have a
combat.
medicine kit?
I have an herbalism kit.
No.
That's fair. All
No.
right.
No, you don't
Oh,
have. Though you have the knowledge, you don't have the supplies to stabilize her. So, without any
God.
further, quiver arrows in your divine quivers, you don't have anything other than pray for some kind of intervention. Ready?
Oh shit. Oh.
Oh, and although her breathing is rough and ragged, you wait on the edge as her begins to breathe out, and but as she does,
Oh, nope.
um,
Those other ones.
this kobold right here, he explodes. That one explodes
Which
in
one?
a big pulpy mess. This one.
Oh no.
I'm
No.
Get
gonna.
away from this kobold.
Or we gotta chuck this cobalt, giant turtle man.
Yeah, I'll grab the kobold and throw it like. Is this a high cliff?
It's raised up. Yeah, it's a good 10 feet up.
I'm gonna try to throw it up there.
Go ahead and roll a athletics check.
I'm gonna guide myself as I'm doing this too.
So you pray for Pella to give you strength as you lift up the.
Give me guidance.
Oh.
All you needed was a 10.
Nice.
And you throw it 10 feet. As it lands, you hear kind of as you picked it up, Clem. You actually could hear something clicking
Oh, nice.
as you picked it up and you throw it, and it is far enough away that
Cold goes through it. Oh.
you don't have to. The blast radius is far enough away from you with your toss, and the bits and pieces fly every which way.
Fantastic.
About 6 seconds later, this one down here explodes as well.
Boom. That's
you
awesome.
You now
Messy end.
find yourself in an open area with a bit of a ridge of rock under the cover of night, with an unconscious blood hunter and the pulpified corpses of several kobolds and a few dead wolves around you. And that's where we'll leave it for this week.
Oh.
Could we
got a little
possibly talk about a rest? Because I think we're all kind of hurt.
Yeah, 100%.
I went into this at half health. I surely should have healed myself.
Since you're both proficient in medicine as you check over Yarda, I will say that you get a sense that she's probably going to be unconscious for at least 2 hours before she'll be able to be revived.
Okay.
Should we do a long? See, the thing's gonna get away. Like,
She'd be pissed if we long rested. We've seen a short rest, I think.
it's gotta be at least 2 hours.
You'll have to think about it.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
Let me know what you do next week.
Dun, dun.
Well, thanks, guys. That was pretty fun. It got a
Yeah,
little
thank you very
dicey at
much.
the end there.
Yeah.
Exciting.
We still have the kobolds harkening away in the background there. Should probably give them a rest as they've all exploded now.
That's fantastic.
All right. Well, as always, thank you to Syrinscape for providing the fantastic music. And thank you all for tuning in. And we will see you same time next week for another episode of Never Say Die. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Woohoo. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.